Hello and welcome to Global Campus PA 460 Public Policy course. I'm glad that you are joining us this semester. I'm going to go through several things in this overview video, and I'm going to be putting an announcement to make sure that all students watch this just to get a feel for the course. A couple of things I usually do with the overview video is go through what is due for that week, and also give you pointers on how to complete the assignments, optimally. So the first thing I want to do in the first overview video is go over the syllabus. So this one's going to be a little bit longer than the subsequent videos. So actually, before we get to the syllabus, let's go to Canvas. And your Canvas is going to look fairly similar to what I have here. And as you will see, there's About Your Instructor. Right here, I'm Dr. Kanan. I'm Associate Professor of Public Administration here at SDSU. And we have an area here to introduce yourself if you would like, just share something about you and then post it, and your other students in the course will see it, and hopefully we'll post something as well. You have the course overview, and this has a lot of the same things that the syllabus has. And you will notice in my courses, there's lots of redundancy, and there's a reason, because we're doing a lot of things in a very short time frame. So we have, only 8 modules, 8 weeks to get all of these things done that normally are done over the course of an entire semester. So it's very important to know where you should be spending your time to make the most of the course. So I will go through more of what's on here when I go over the syllabus. So we'll go over that in a second. And we see here's the link for the ebook. You can do that, or you can purchase or rent the book through RedShelf or VitalSource as well. But if you want to do it through immediate access, that's fine. You do need the text in order to do well in this course. We have reading quizzes on each chapter, as you will see shortly. So before we get into the first module, which is this upcoming week, I am going to open the syllabus. I know everyone says this and the students go, yeah, but really it's important to go through and read the syllabus to understand what's expected of you, what's expected of me in this course, especially in a global campus course that moves very, very quickly. So we will see here. If you need to contact me via email. If you need an appointment or to ask a question, obviously first read through the syllabus or read through the module so that they may have the answer for you. If you're still confused, we can make you can do it via email, or we can make an appointment via Zoom. So you have your course objectives there. Here is the textbook. Again, that is in Canvas. There is a link. So you can do that through immediate access, or I put the links here for you in alternative places. Course grading is very simple. These are the points you get. Everything adds up to 100. So if you think, oh, I'm just, I don't need to do these small assignments, they add up, and it would definitely affect your grade negatively. So it's important to stay ahead of things. Even though a lot of things are due at the end of the week, make sure you're parsing your week where you'll have adequate time to finish each assignment and not leaving everything till the last day. So this is fairly standard. And as you will see, this is what you're responsible for. These are the assignments. You have discussions. These are module discussions. There's 8 total. They're 3 points each. Usually the discussion is a TED Talk or a PBS video that you watch, and then you're answering some questions. And I'll show you that when we look at the first module assignments. Reading quizzes, very straightforward. They are on the 2 chapters you're reading each week, and they're 10 questions. So I would read those chapters, and then answer the questions. You can also go through what's in the module, which has got kind of a truncated version. I'll show you in a second of the chapters. It's like a summary, but I recommend reading as well because you're not going to get all of that information for the quiz there. You have module exercises. There's going to be 3. That's in the first half of the semester. And they are going to be on specific topics. And I'll show you your first one, which is this upcoming week. Then you have exams that are 20% of the grade each. The first one, well, they're both worth 20 points. The first one covers modules 1 through 4 only, and the second one covers module 5 through 8 only. In the second half of the semester, you will be doing group project work. Now, before you panic or get too upset, you can work by yourself in your own group. And if you would like to do that, and you will see when we get to that module where you're saying you're doing a discussion, saying some sort of topic you're interested in, you just tell me and I will put you in your own group by yourself. That's fine. Though I encourage you, if you find some others, especially after we have that discussion where people bring up certain topics they're interested in and examples, that you work with someone else. But I understand sometimes people want to work alone, and that's fine. So that is the second half of the semester, and then you have your final exam. And then this goes into more of the detail of the assignments. Each week I will go through the assignments as well with a short video in the module overview. Okay, lots of your questions answered here. And then you see the course schedule. You have module 1. Module 2 looks very similar to module 1. And module 3. And it gets different by module 4 because you have an exam. So you have a study guide, a discussion, and exam only. You don't have the chapter quizzes or an exercise. Then we get to the second part of the semester. And it's like the first. You will have 2 chapters to review. So it'll be review part 1, review part 2. I've put in videos to watch. Sometimes they're lectures that I've done. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's lectures from elsewhere. Make sure to watch them all. None of them are very long, but they're important for the chapter. You have your discussion. And then now you have group project 1. It's a problem statement worksheet. You're going to choose some sort of societal problem. Reading quiz on the 2 chapters, just like the other 6. Similar, this time the group project is a policy alternatives worksheet. So you've chosen your societal problem in the first worksheet. Now, this assignment, you are investigating different potential policy solutions for that societal problem. And then finally, it's module 7, the second to last. You will have the 2 chapters, the videos, etc. And you will have your group project 3, which is policy summary and performance measurement worksheet. So you're summarizing your first 2 worksheets, and you'll see that I'll make lots of comments on those first 2, and don't get discouraged by that. The important thing is to do these things correctly, to get in the mindset of performance measurement when approaching public policy. And then you're going to go into some performance measurement, different, just very basic concepts. Now, don't worry, I'm not asking you to have numbers, anything for this. These are all conceptual, and you will see what I mean when we get there. The worksheets are self-explanatory. I do provide an example worksheet for each of those based on a societal problem and solutions, etc. So you can always refer back to that. The hint here is when I give you an example worksheet, that's how I want it to look if you want to do well in the course. And it doesn't have to be very verbose. Usually I like things very to the point. So I realize you understand the basic concepts. So finally, you have module 8. That's October 8 through 14. Seems a long way off, but it's not. You have your exam 2 study guide. Yes, you can use the study guides on the exams. The exams are going to be mostly true, false, multiple choice questions, but you will have 2 essay questions in each exam. And that's kind of a summary of the material. And this lets me know if you really understand the topic. No ChatGPT answers. Those are pretty easy to see if you've done that because these are fairly specific to the material. So that is the syllabus. So now we will go to Module 1, and that's Introduction to Public Policy. Here is the overview that I'm clicking. And you will see this is where this video will be. This is from last semester that I taught this in the spring. Though all of the times, everything's up to date here. And this will be a breakdown of what's expected for you this week. So you have part 1, which is chapter 1, Public Policy and Politics. It's in your ebook. Read that. Watch the video, Why Do Our Brains Love Fake News? Watch video, Market Failures, Taxes and Subsidies, and a crash course. Some of these are corny, but they get a point across fairly simply. Part 2, then you have Government Institutions and Policy Actors, and this is chapter 2, and that's in your ebook. Read that. Watch the short videos, Federalism in the United States. It's Khan Academy. It's a very simple but to the point summary of federalism in the United States. And then you have a short video, Undisclosed and Unlimited, The Dark Money in U.S. Politics. And I'll always be putting in some more contemporary pieces to consider. And your first discussion is a TED Talk, and we'll go over that in a second. You have an exercise, Market Failures, and I'll show you how to do well on that in just a second. And then a reading quiz, that's chapters 1 and 2. So we go to the next section. Here is part 1. If you haven't done the syllabus, I give it to you again there. And this is a summary of the chapter, and this is where your videos are going to be to watch. You will also have sometimes some figures or tables from the text, and sometimes you'll have figures and tables that are not from the text, but from other sources. The important thing this week are market failures. So market failures in several different disciplines are explained differently. For the purposes of this course, it's not an economics course, use these 5 categories that I've created. I know you're going to find other definitions elsewhere, but it is very important to stick to this list. And I give you here a chance to download this list. For example, inequitable market failure is kind of a catch-all market failure. That would be more of a traditional market failure that I've included. But make sure to pay attention when I have these documents, and I have for each one of the exercises, the first 3 modules, I'll have a sheet that you can have with you, either in your hand or on your computer. I would have it handy while you take the quiz or the exercise on the respective item. In this case, this week, it's market failures. If you don't, you're probably not going to do very well, because I'll give you a situation and then you have to match it to a market failure. So that is your massive hint for the market failures assignment. So now we have part 2. We have the different videos. Again, they're within the Canvas. You have the summaries of some things. You know, you can go through this before you read, just, you know, that's fine. But I would also go through the text as well, or you may miss some questions. And then you finish that, and you've read chapter 2, and you have your first discussion, and this is TED Talk, We the People in the Republic We Must Reclaim, by Lawrence Lessig. And you watch that. You can watch it right in here. And then you are going to put your reply there. Once you've put your reply in, and I tell you exactly what we're looking for. So in this case, the short essay question, which is worth up to 2 points, what are the conflicting dependencies described in the TED Talk, and how might this conflict lead to corruption of representative democracy? Use examples from the presentation. I will always grade higher those who've used several examples from the presentation. If you want to bring in other examples, that's fine as well. But if I just get other examples and not from the presentation, I'm going to start thinking there's some AI going on here. But make sure that it's short, concise, no more than 12 to 15 sentences max. You're not writing a thesis paper here. And answer the question and use examples. That's going to be the case for every discussion. Once you've posted your reply here, you will have access to other students' posts. And a lot of students forget to do this and they lose this point. I want you to respond to a fellow student's point. And as long as you've responded somewhat intelligently, showing that you've actually read their post, you'll get the point. And this doesn't have to be more than 6 to 8 sentences. So make sure that after you've posted, you go to another student's post, because now they'll be available for you to see and comment on their post for the extra point. Then you have exercise 1, and this is market failures. And you will have 5 situations, and then you match it to the market failure. And the market failure list in your answers, because Canvas is a little weird, you only use once. So there's no situation or multiple situations that would have the same market failure answer. Just use it once. Make sure to read through all the instructions for the assignments. And then you have the chapter 1 and 2, the quiz. Everything is due by midnight Saturday, except, let me go back, your discussion is due by midnight Thursday, or 11:59 p.m. Thursday, more accurately. So make sure that you post your discussion by Thursday night. The reason we have the first discussion due earlier, obviously, is so that people get it done and then have a chance to read someone else's post and then make their post on that person. So that is your first week. We're diving in. We're going quickly through this. If you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email, and I will get back to you relatively shortly. And if you still don't understand, we can schedule a Zoom conference to go over the material. But the key to success, read the instructions in the syllabus and in Canvas, read the material, and if I'm giving you things like a market failures page for references or performance measurement page for references, which I do, they're within the modules, or if I'm giving you study guides, download them, use them when you're taking the tests, because you will need them not just to regurgitate the information, but also to have them handy to apply that information to certain situations, be it in essay questions or in some of these exercises. But thank you again for signing up for the course, and I will see you next week. I do these each week just prior to the course, so these are all new, the videos. But thank you again, and I will see you next week.